And it goes on, so what I'm finding more and more is that all these crazy stories that we have throughout history and all the different fictional books, where we talk about unicorns and Amazon women and we talk about mermaids, they're all brought down in Midrashim and Gemaras. So someone read it and someone decided to write a story about it. So he brings down over here and he says that this mermaid has a beautiful voice, sings a beautiful song, which is what Walt Disney got the whole idea of the Little Mermaid with Ariel and the beautiful voice. It's brought down in the Torah's Kohanim. Al dog zeh shehu minagen ka'adam. He can play beautiful songs and music. So it's pretty wild stuff over here. And he talks about how it was part of ships and the sailors. So, and he brings out different people who saw such a thing. At first they thought they were dolphins, Nikra Dogzeh B'Shem Dalphonim, and then B'nei Yoma, which was called mermaids, people of the ocean.
It's still here these days, but it was extinct.
You know what, we don't hear about it these days. You know, just like we don't hear about the Loch Ness Monster or, you know, Jurassic Park anywhere other than in fiction. But it seems that if you look in the Midrashim, when you look in different commentaries, they talk about these things. And then as they talk about it, it's interesting how these things come up. Okay, one question I'm going to ask you tonight. Someone asked me a question. They have a dog, and they go and they walk their dog on Shabbos. And when they're walking their dog on Shabbos, there's an Eruv. The dog does their business in the middle of the street or on someone's sidewalk. Can you clean it up? That means when the dog does his business, it's muktzah. Can you clean it up? Now they did it on someone's grass or someone's sidewalk. Yeah. And the law in New York is you have to clean up after your dog. Are you allowed to clean up after your dog on Shabbat?
I think no, because it's not only Shabbat.
It's Chol Hashem.
So the answer is, someone said no, but I looked it up in the Shmir Shabbos Kil Chosa, and it says there that even though it's muktzah, if it's done in a public street, or if it has a smell to whatever it is, you have to clean it up. You're allowed to clean it up.
What if you have no eruv?
So if you have no eruv, that's a very, very good question. Then you can't clean it up because you can't move it.
You can even bring it.
Maybe you can just put it in a bag, but how are you going to carry the bag with you?
So how are you supposed to do it?
So then you have a problem. Then if there's no eruv, then you can't walk your dog on the street. You have to walk the dog in the backyard. Okay. Now let me ask you something. If there is no eruv, can you have your dog tied to a leash, and can you hold the leash?
Well, if the dog comes out by himself, so it's
Not by himself. You want to walk your dog. Forget about cleaning up after your dog. But there's no eruv. But you can't let the dog loose or run away. So can you hold the dog? Can you hold the leash? The answer is yes.
Yes.
That means if the dog is wearing the collar and the leash, and you're holding it, it's not called carrying. It's not called carrying, even though there's no eruv.
But you're inside, right? You're inside.
No, you're outside. Now, it's possible that maybe this is a carmelism.
Rabbi, but I heard a halakha, I think by Rabbi Eli Mansour, that it is muktzah to touch even dog and
Yes, there is
to pick it up even.
there's opinions that say that animals are muktzah. The problem is that if you look in Shulchan Aruch and it talks about animals being muktzah, it talks about horses and cows, farm animals. It doesn't talk about pets. So there are some opinions that say even pets are muktzah. But there are opinions that say pets are not muktzah. You have an aquarium and one of the fish die. Can you take the fish out? Some say no, some say yes. Depends why. If you think that the fish will get the other fish sick, then you can take it out. If you don't want the other fish eating that fish, that's the way of the ocean. That's what happens all the time. So you can't do that. So there's different opinions, and halacha talks about it. So it's interesting halacha.
What if you just leave it? What will happen? You're not allowed to?
You could leave it, but if you don't want to leave it,
Oh, okay.
if you could leave it, of course you'll leave it until after
Sometimes
Shabbos.
make it out of fish sick too.
Yeah, so sometimes it makes other
I used
fish.
to have it.
Okay, a person is it was right after Pesach. And a person, the wife says, I cooked all Pesach, I don't want to cook. Husband says, we'll order pizza. Calls up the pizza store, orders a pie.
Right.
The pizza store says, we're very, very busy, we'll try to get it to you. He says, well, I want it in the next 20 minutes, half hour. He says, we'll try. 45 minutes later, the kids are screaming, we're hungry, we're hungry, we're hungry, there's no pizza, there's no pizza, there's no pizza. Calls the store again, they're so busy they don't even answer the phone. So his wife says, well, why do you have to call that pizza store? Well, it has the best pizza, so call a different pizza store. He calls a different pizza store.
Busy.
Now the pizza store comes, all of a sudden the guy on the scooter comes 20 minutes later with a pie. The same moment, the other store delivers the pie. Now he has 2 pizzas. He says to the first store, I waited for you guys for an hour, you didn't come, I ordered it from a different store. He said, well, we came. You didn't cancel the order. Does he have to pay for both pizzas?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Of course.
No,
He canceled the order.
but he didn't cancel it.
So the answer is
He splits half.
that he only has to pay for the second pizza.
What?
If the first pizza store is delayed, and doesn't come, you're not required to accept the pizza from the first store, even if it was a special order.
He never canceled the order though.
That means, I understand.
What-
It came so late. If he takes the pizza, then he has to pay for it. But if he says, I refuse to accept it because you came so late,
Can this be the case if they put a time limit? Even
Well-
though it's not saying that delay or not delay.
it all depends on when the order is concluded and when the agreement is reached. Since the pizza store could not commit, remember, the pizza store said right away, we're not sure when we're going to deliver, how we're going to deliver it. So since the pizza store was not very clear about that, it's possible that you may not have to pay for the first pizza. I would tell them to pay for the first pizza and put it into the freezer and have it for a different night. But some people don't like frozen pizza. They like it fresh. So you gotta, when you order, there's a contract, there's a certain understanding. And how that understanding goes, you have to figure it out how it goes. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Have a
Rabbi.
very good night. Next week, Amazon women, Holiday Leo attend every bris, especially on Shabbos. It's all about Lashon Hara.
One of my meats.